Hello Internet, it's me, Hugh, with another D-Geek Diary for you, and I'm going to talk about Debug today because you want to talk about Debug. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you so much for the 16,000 plus views on this Debug preview. It's been a week. It's been fantastic. It so helps with distribution. It lets the distributors we do have know that you guys want to see this movie. It really helps our case with them and gets them excited about what they're involved in. And distributors that we don't have, it's great at letting them know that there's a market here that they should get involved, and they should. So I just so appreciate it. Please keep getting the that video out there, letting people know. It really helps us. Which leads me to the first sort of general question. I'm not going to go specific with the questions today because I started doing that. It was just going to take forever. And be as dull as toast without marmalade. So what I want to do is just basically do some general notes on the comments that I've got. First off, where can I see the movies? The big one, and thank you for asking that. I have asked that. I've gone to our producers and said, look, I need a list of people who are distributing this movie. Please let me know. And as soon as I find out, I will let you know. This is one of the most frustrating parts of making a movie. The movie is no longer mine. It is in someone else's hands. And the movie gets sold piecemeal around the world into little countries, and there's no coordination between it. It drives me insane, and I never want to do it again. And the next movie, I'm not doing it. A few of the things that came up were the influences, like influences for what made this film happen. I was 10 years old. I was seeing 2001: A Space Odyssey and wondering why everyone thought Hal was so evil, because I felt that he was in the right. And so this is my sort of love letter to those paranoid 70s, 60s and 70s films about technology. Because to me, the fear is not the technology, the fear is the people. We are the weak link in this thing. I'm not worried about programs becoming sentient. I think they would probably be much better people than we are. Back then I was sort of exploring this kind of dark, distrustful feeling I had towards mankind, which I guess is still sort of the case. I still prefer computers, and I think they should be driving our cars. This was 2001, from Hal's perspective, was the very sort of general approach that I took. It then became more of a sort of an Agatha Christie, knocking them off one at a time films, and it's science fiction through and through. It's my first love. It is a science fiction film with some horror element. It's this fun kind of roller coaster ride, thrills and chills, and I hope you'll enjoy it. It's a very fast-paced, kind of action-y movie, despite the fact that it's sort of very contained and you know, we get some spacewalks and stuff, and all the things that I love in science fiction films, we've tried to basically put in here, including even like going back to like Scanners days, where we're blowing people up. I definitely, someone pointed out, and I thought it was very clever, that I borrowed from all of the different films that I've been involved in, and films I haven't been involved in, obviously. Cube was a huge influence for me. I loved that film. It's one of those wonderful experiences of seeing a film that you were in, and then like forgetting you were in it, just enjoying the film, enjoying the ride. It was just a beautifully crafted film. I mean, Vincenzo Natali and Andre, who helped write it, great job on that film. I was lost in it. And I loved also just the logistics behind it, the fact that he had 1.5 sets, and that he used that to create this wonderfully tense, you know, dramatic piece. And I really wanted to make use of that ourselves, and we did this basically by using bits and pieces of the Destiny set before it got thrown out, unfortunately not as complete a set as I would have liked. It turns out when we arrived on the set, they'd already destroyed bunches of this stuff. Believe me, that was not a good day. Because I loved the Destiny set. I know some people weren't a big fan of the Destiny look and stuff. I loved the look of that show. I thought it looked incredible. So I would love to just use the Destiny set as it was with like a coat of paint or something. But as it turns out, it was much reconfigured in the process. But that is the set that we basically we reused this set. You'll see as you get into the film itself, where it's sort of where the other characters come in, and we actually start seeing what evil plans this AI has for them. So it's kind of a fun film. Certainly the kind of thing I'd like to see, and so I hope you will enjoy it too. But influence-wise, someone also mentioned Portal, which is so funny. I'd love a Portal gun. I always loved those Portal guns. Never played the game that much because I get motion sickness, which is just embarrassing as a nerd. So I just have to pop a couple of gravel and do it again. But I love the clean, crisp science fiction, the THX 138, the Cube stuff. I love that, or the Kubrick, this pristine, the horror in the cleanliness of the setting and stuff. So that's basically what we played with there. Originally, again, my original script was a dark, damp, horrible, disgusting spaceship that was falling apart, and that was sort of reimagined by a number of our key design people, and we came up with this much more sort of they came up with a much more sort of clean look to it. And it was kind of fun playing the light, bright stuff against this horror of the actual story that was sort of going on. So so that's the film, and that's some of the influences there. The other thing people are asking about is Jason Momoa. Now, Jason Momoa, someone said, "Is Jason a friend of yours?" Jason is, like, whether he wants to be or not, is a friend for life. That guy has helped us out so much. He was one of the few people who sort of showed up at our dog's breakfast screenings without needing to be there. He wasn't involved in the film, and yet he showed up and supported us and was so supportive about that film. He saved our butt on this film because, frankly, we couldn't find a star for this thing that was going to work within the confines of the time and the budget and stuff. And he just swept in and saved us, basically. Way back when this was a much smaller film, I was going to play his role. And when the film became a larger entity, we needed a bigger name, a more bankable star to sort of sell the film. And Jason was good enough to come in. Despite what he could have commanded in the way of salaries, he came in and really helped us out and helped us make this film. So I so appreciate him. He and I have always got along in this really weird way because we're such polar opposites. Like, we're so completely different. And yet we've always sort of got along very, very well. Like, he's as cool and hip as I am nerdy and uptight, and for some reason we just somehow meet in the middle somewhere and get along very well. So yes, very, very, very thankful to him as well. So there you go. There's a few of the comments that have come to. I will probably readdress this again. I've tried to get in there and actually type in my answers to some of your comments below as well. So thank you very much for that. Keep the love coming. Really appreciate it. If you can, that's the subscribe button. And until we geek again, cheerio.